If your business isn't growing the way you want it to grow, despite you actually going out there and implementing strategies, doing tactics, and actually working, and it's still not growing the way you want it to grow, here's a truly unpopular fact. The truth is, if you are doing all the strategies, if you're doing all the tactics, but you're still not seeing growth, you're stuck in your revenue and you're not growing the way you intended to grow, the way you hope to grow, but based on what your goals are. Maybe you set the goals of like, I want to hit a 20K per month or 10K per month or 30K per month or 100K per month or whatever it is for you. And it's just not happening. And you're trying to figure out what the heck is missing. The truth is, it doesn't matter if you're doing the strategies and the tactics and all this stuff. What matters is this. If you don't have your energy on point, right? Meaning, if you are going through your days, going through your weeks with this low vibrational energy to where you are overwhelmed a lot of the time, you're stressed out most of the time, you're overthinking everything, and you're constantly in this fight or flight mode, like, it's going to be really hard to show up and produce really good work, to produce good marketing and good content, and to be able to have conversations with people if you're in that kind of desperation or that stress mode or that anxiety or that overwhelm all of the time. And so being able to mitigate that, which we'll go into some things that you could do in just a second. But the second thing is going to be your mind, your beliefs. What are your habitual thought patterns? What are your beliefs? What I see a lot of people doing that are stuck, and myself included, all of us, we're human. We're all subjective to falling into this trap. It's disempowering beliefs. And if you're like, how do I know if I have disempowering beliefs? Freaking look around at your reality. If you believed that making money was really easy, if you believed that booking calls was really easy, if you believed that signing clients and making sales was really easy, you would probably be doing more of them than you are doing now. You would probably have lots of money in your bank account. You would probably have lots of clients. You'd have the clients that you want, right? You would probably be booking calls really, really easy. You'd be making tons and tons of sales every single week, every single day, perhaps, right? So looking at our beliefs or looking at a reality oftentimes dictates what we actually believe to be true. And then what are those habitual thought patterns that you're thinking throughout the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, start to catch yourself in what you are thinking. Start to take note, write this stuff down. And then thirdly, it's going to be your skills and your habits. What are the things that you should be getting better at? So if you are trying to grow a business, you should be getting better at marketing, at creating offers, at sales, at copywriting, at speaking and communicating on video, at coaching, at delivering or fulfilling whatever it is that you're delivering and fulfilling upon. You should be getting better at delegating and leadership. These are some of the fundamental skills that you have to get better at to be able to grow a business. And what habits do you have? Are you constantly checking your phone or social media, looking at notifications, checking your email? Are you constantly finding ways to distract yourself with busy work? Like, what are your habits that you're actually right now sucked into? These are the core things. And it's truly unpopular because people always want to be like, I know I'm missing something. Perhaps, maybe you have no strategy, maybe you have no tactics, maybe that's the thing, but that's not really the case for 99% of people. It's like, there's plenty of information out there. It's these things, like the energy is off, like you're just in this state of fight or flight, overwhelm, stress most of the time when it comes to running your business. You have disempowering beliefs and thought patterns that just are not serving the level that you want to go to. And you just don't have the skills or the perhaps some of the habits that the version of you that you want to become has. And this is where the whole thing of be, do, have comes from. If you're just focusing on the top of the pyramid, the do part, but you're neglecting the whole be part, you're never going to actually have the things that you want to have. And if this wasn't true, then you would probably have everything that you want to have right now. Because you've joined the coaching programs, you've joined the mentorships, the courses, you bought the courses, you've read the books. Why don't you have what you want to have? The truth is this, right? So here are some things that you've got to be able to do. And I'm not the first person to say this. I'm just spitting this out how it's been true in my life. You've got people like Tony Robbins who says success is 80% psychology, 20% comes down to strategy and skills. Now, I can't argue with TR. He's obviously the GOAT when it comes to this personal development, business growth type stuff. But I have actually seen it be a little bit more stretched in my own life. I've seen it be 90% psychology and physiology and 10% strategy and skills. Because when you're on point, when you're freaking living in your purpose, when you are fired up and you're waking up every day and you're encouraged, you're in this place of just like full passion mode, full flow and energy, and you have beliefs of like making money is easy and you truly believe it to be true, and you're out there just serving, and you have skills, like you know how to write hooks and headlines and copy, and you know how to have strong marketing, and you're pretty proficient at sales, and you know how to give a good client delivery, and you know how to retain people, and you know how to delegate things. It becomes infinitely easier when you combine these things than when you start to do a strategy. So if like you learn a strategy from myself or from a coach or from a mentor or from a book or from a course or some tactical things, you just start to do those things, all of a sudden, because you've set the foundations properly, you now have all of the success. You have the things that you want to have. So if your goal right now is, say, to become you want to become a six-figure online fitness coach or whatever it is for you. Maybe it's a seven-figure, I don't know. It doesn't even matter. What is that version of you? Like, take time to like write it down. Clarity is everything. If you're not clear, your life is a distraction. But when you're clear, everything has purpose to you. And so get clear. What is that goal? And why do you want it? So if you're like, I want to make consistent 20K per month in my online fitness business. Why? What I would encourage you to do, and this is a powerful exercise for me when I first did this, is to start to reverse the money math. Why 20K? Why not 19K or 25K or 30K or 17K or 62K? Why 20K? And if you're like, it's just a milestone, I don't know. Like, to me, there's not enough juice there. Like, when you're in survival and you're like, I just need money to like feed my family, there's motivation there. But once you surpass that initial kind of like getting out of survival mode, so if you're in survival mode, you're like, I just want to make some damn money so I could feed my family and not like be in this state anymore, right? Yes. But once you're past that and you're like, all right, bills are paid, but I want to make, you got to have that. So I would reverse engineer why you want it. Like, is there a car that you want to buy? You want to buy a certain house? Do you want to have a certain give back? Do you want to donate and you have a certain amount you want to donate? Do you want to hold retreats for your clients? Like, what? Like, start to calculate the actual numbers. Don't just guess. Like, you can literally go into Chat GPT and be like, hey, Chat GPT, this is my credit score. This is the car that I want. This is, what's an average loan and what would I have to pay and blah, blah, blah. You can like do all that math in Chat GPT and it'll spit it out for you in seconds, right? I want to hold a retreat for my clients. What's an average retreat cost? Blah, blah, blah. You could find out exactly how much this stuff costs. When you have that clear goal, now you could set like, this is what I want, right? So then when you know what you're intending to get, what you want, the version of yourself that you have to become to get that is what we're talking about, right? So now we want to start to think like, first of all, how can you regulate your energy? It comes from your regulating your nervous system and taking care of your physiology. So doing things like breath work. Like, I like to do a 5 to 10 minute breath work every single morning. And I like to walk and to work out and to, in a nutshell, that's pretty much what helps me regulate my nervous system is I do breath work. I work out, I go for walks. Sometimes I do sprints, things like that. And that really helps me a lot. I'm sure there's so many other practices, but that helps me. I do cold plunging. I have a cold plunge in my backyard, but I do that more so for recovery. As a 37, turning 38-year-old athlete, it's just something that I have to do to recover to be able to perform. But I'm sure that helps my nervous system too. And then there's how do you start to take care of your mind and your beliefs? I just like being present. You can call it meditation. You can call it whatever. I just like spending parts of my day, morning and evening, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you want to allocate, to just being present with yourself, to just doing your best to not think, to let the thoughts go by and just be present with yourself. and really tune in to you, to who you are, right? And to get out of the analytical, the amygdala, the overactive thinking mind, and just to get into your present state. I heard this quote once from a buddy of mine. He says, presence is the abundance you seek. And I think it's so true. It's getting yourself present. And when you're in these states of presence, you can start to evaluate your beliefs. You can start to take on and borrow more empowering beliefs. So if you want to say make $32,000 per month in your business, that's going to give you your dream life right now. What beliefs does that person have? Do they believe that getting clients is easy? Do they believe that they're a great marketer? Do they believe that they put out really good videos? What do they believe? And start to take on those beliefs that they have. And just start working on those every day. Just start to think about the handful of beliefs that you want to take on that are going to help you become the person that you need to become. To help you start thinking like the person that you need to become, that you want to become. And then what skills do they have? So if you want to, in this example, make $32,000 per month in your online coaching business, I can tell you some skills right now is you have to learn how to market, right? This is largely what I teach people in our program is how to market, how to build systems for monthly recurring revenue with retention and all that stuff, right? But how to market, how to actually learn how to put out content in a way that turns strangers on the internet into motivated, excited clients. You got to learn how to do that, right? And so it's a skill that you have to dedicate yourself to learning. And those that are like, I'm just going to hire an agency, or I just want to buy fill in the blank templates all of the time, and you're never going to make it. You're just never going to make it. Like, you might as well just like give up on your dreams now and like just go work somewhere else for somebody. Because if you want to be a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you want to be that person you say you want to be, you got to dedicate yourself to learning these skills. There's no shortcuts, right? And so think about these skills, right? There's the skill of sales I got to learn. And everybody's like, oh, I'm so good at sales. Yeah. Okay. You got to learn how to sell. You got to learn how to communicate. You got to learn how to influence people to make better decisions for themselves, right? You got to learn how to keep clients over the long term, right? You got to learn how to delegate so you don't end up as this burned out, stressed out, overwhelmed person, right? You got to learn these things. So starting to learn the skill sets. And then when you have the strategy, when you have the plan, when you have the tactics, it becomes so much easier for you to be able to actually get results. So I hope you found this video helpful. Just remember this, like, don't believe the lie that you're missing something, that you're missing the magic strategy and tactic. Now, I will end this video with this. Like, there is a point, right? So when you take care of the foundational stuff, right? Your energy, your mind, your beliefs, that kind of stuff, you're learning the skills. And I didn't even mention this. I briefly touched on this, but like the habits, like stop freaking, put down your phone, get rid of your phone, delete social media apps off your phone. Just use them when you want to upload stories and stuff like that. You know, you could post on your desktop. Stop getting on social media. Stop get rid of the addiction, right? If you're addicted to social media, if you're addicted to checking emails, if you're addicted to this stuff, you're no better than a crackhead. Right? You're just constantly getting these dopamine hits, blah, 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 blah. If you're addicted to consuming content, but you're not actually implementing, you're fooling yourself right now. And so like, get that stuff out of here. That, like, this is not what high performers do. So you got to get yourself into more empowering habits, right? Like more deep work, more like focusing on the needle movers in your business, like creating meaningful content, connecting with ideal clients, right? Starting to, working on projects that are going to move your business forward, right? These are the things that you got to do. And this is what I teach people inside of our program. But with that being said, once you have these things in place, the way out is through, and the way through is building systems. And so you got to have systems for everything. So you want to have systems for lead generation. You want to have systems for lead nurture. You want to have content systems. So you're not just like posting and praying and like, I hope this works today. The skills will take you far. All that stuff will take you far. You want to have systems in place. That's what makes things predictable. That's what makes things repeatable. And that's what I teach people inside the In-Demand Coach or our Organic Growth Accelerator, is how to actually do those things so they can get more inbound leads, they can get more calls booked, they can get more clients signed, they can build that 20, 30K per month business on a consistent basis. And so you do want to have systems in place, but you got to have these foundations in place first. So if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, make sure to click subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And as always, remember, your message matters now more than it ever has before. Don't be afraid to speak it. As always, be seen, be heard, and be impactful.